Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is day one of Vlogmas and I am super excited to be doing Vlogmas this year. I've got my really fun Linux teacup that has 3 of the 12 days of Christmas on it. I busted out all of my tea mugs yesterday and I am super excited. Like, I took all of the regular ones out of the cabinet and put all of the festive ones in. So when my husband got home from work, he was surprised. But I am gonna start today with the books that I want to read in the month of December. So basically, I want to finish all of these before the end of the year because I really love to start the beginning of the year with just like a clean slate. Rarely do I ever actually accomplish that, but we're gonna try. So let's get into the books. So the first 2 are gonna be a little Christmas themed. They are both Charles Dickens collections. So this is A Christmas Carol and Other Writings by Charles Dickens in the Penguin Clothbound Classics. I have started this, so I read A Christmas Carol and I think like the first 2 stories in this, and then I think there's like 3 left in it. So I'm definitely gonna finish this up. And then the other one is the other collection of A Christmas Carol. And then it has the chimes and the cricket on the hearth. So I read A Christmas Carol, obviously. And then I think I started the chimes. Yeah, I started the chimes and then didn't finish it. So I want to finish both of these before the end of the year because they've been sitting on my shelf partially read for I think 2 years now, so it's about time. So those are definitely going to be priority 1. So then I'm in the middle of a couple of books right now that I definitely want to finish up. So the first one is a nonfiction November carryover, and that is The Girls of Atomic City, and I am about 120 pages into this. Sadly, this is moving a little slower than I thought it would. So this is about the women who worked in Oak Ridge, Tennessee on the atomic bomb. And I definitely thought that this would be, so it starts out feeling very narrative nonfiction, and it is to an extent, but it's also a little bit choppy. And then it has these chapters in between that have to do with uranium or tube alloy, and those are super dry and just like cut the pace of the book. So that's a little frustrating, but I am intrigued enough to keep reading, so I want to finish this up before the end of the year. And then one I know I will have no problem finishing is Wondersmith by Jessica Townsend. This is the second book in the Nevermore series, I guess. We don't really know how many books there will be, but this is really charming middle grade book. If you haven't read Nevermore, I definitely urge you to pick it up. It is super cute. It's about an 11-year-old girl who has gone through her life with this curse, and then the night that she is kind of slated or predicted to die, she is swept away to this crazy whimsical world of Nevermore, and she's competing in these trials for this society called the Wonder Society, which is like the elite of Nevermore. And then this just continues her adventures and where she goes from there. So very adorable. Looking forward to reading this, and I do actually have to finish this before the 25th of December because this is a gift for my niece along with the first book, so I'm gonna have to part with them on Christmas, so I need to actually finish it. And then I am listening to the second book in the Greatcoat series, which is The Night's Shadow by Sebastian de Castell. I just started this audiobook and I am pretty confident that I'll be able to finish it before the end of December. I definitely listen to audiobooks on the way to and from work every day, so this is going to be a nice one to listen to there. I like exciting adventure things to keep me and my brain engaged in that while I'm sitting in traffic. But the first one, so I hesitate to call this what everybody else does, which is like this take on the Three Musketeers, because when I went into the first one with that expectation, I was disappointed. It's essentially about this group of friends. So there's 3 friends who are disgraced greatcoats. So they were the army essentially of the king, or the marshals of the king, and then the king was killed, and so they have been disbanded and their reputation is in tatters, and they are kind of still trying to save the day essentially. And so they have some witty banter, and then it kind of follows them through trying to save the kingdom essentially. So this follows on with their adventures after the events of the first one, which were pretty dramatic. So I'm interested to see where this goes, and to decide if I do want to continue after this one. They have all of the books on audiobook through Scribd, so that is definitely encouraging, because I usually like these kinds of things on audiobook, especially if I'm not super feeling it. Audiobooks help me to get a little bit more engaged with things that I might not engage as much reading the physical book. And then I draw 2 cards from my Bookopoly board every month. Yes, I am still doing Bookopoly and succeeding relatively well. I only had one real cheat snafu all year, but it's doing its job. And the 2 cards that I picked were a Muse Monthly book and then a graphic novel. So I actually don't currently own any graphic novels, and the whole point of Bookopoly is to read books that I physically own on my TBR. So I know that I'm going to be getting a couple of graphic novels, or I hope that I'm going to be getting a couple of graphic novels from my Amazon wishlist for Christmas. So I probably will pick up one of those graphic novels after Christmas and before the end of the year. I have on my wish list 2 volumes of Giant Days, a volume of Lumberjanes, and then one called, I think, Nuclear Winter or something like that. So one of those will get read before the end of the year. And then as far as the Muse Monthly book, the last one I have to read of all of the Muse Monthly, so this is the last one that I have, is The Muse, which is fitting and also embarrassing that this is the last one, because this is actually the very first Muse Monthly book that I got. So this is the reason I bought the first Muse Monthly box, because I knew this was going to be in it and I already was super excited about this book. So it's a little embarrassing that 2 years or more later I still haven't read this. But I am going to read this in December. I believe Scribd, if not Audible, definitely does have the audiobook of this. So if I can't find it on Scribd or from my library, then I will be getting the audiobook of this from Audible, because I've heard really good things about the audiobook. And yes, so I'm gonna get to this, and then I will have finished out the Muse Monthly books from the boxes that I received in like 2016, 2017, because Muse Monthly didn't have any boxes in 2018. So we are almost done with all the subscription books that I have acquired. Only a few more left from the other 2 boxes that I had, but that is a good start. So yeah, those are the books that I have on my December TBR. Are you reading any of those? Do you have any thoughts on any of those? What are you reading December? And how excited are you about Vlogmas? I'm very excited. I love all of the content that comes to BookTube in the month of December, and I'm looking forward to seeing what other creators are doing this month. And if you have any suggestions for things that you would like me to do, definitely leave that in the comments below. I also am going to be doing a Q&A later this month, so if you have any questions that you want me to answer, then you can leave those down below. Or I did have a post on my community tab. You can also leave them there. But yes, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. If this is your first time to the channel, make sure that you subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!